which we saw earlier, right? The Pug 9.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, Cap, that was you, right?
Yeah, Witch Doctor against Shen.
Yeah. Whoa, that's an instant pick by J.Storm, and yeah, they just pick up the Morphling right now, so we'll see if Complexity has a quick answer back. Doesn't seem they do.
I definitely don't mind the aggro tri-lane now, if they want to do that with, it doesn't have to be Pangolier, but something of that nature. I think Batrider looks pretty good. Oh, no, he's already banned. Wow, first round ban Batrider, I didn't even notice that.
It's a really nice Storm game.
Oh, it is true, yeah. Rubik Chin's also a really good combo, something we've seen a lot in the past. The lift got nerfed, but the gank, like with a lift into a Centaur Stomp.
I think they're picking Storm here on Complexity.
So do you think there's a chance they run Omni support and then a different offlane, or you okay with when you called Bat? Do you just like Bat support?
No, I thought Bat Core was like really good. I don't know. I feel like I've seen enough Omni support that when you pick it first, that has to be an option.
Yeah, I think so.
It has to be at least an option.
Yeah, and we might see some limp Tiny. Is it still in the pool? I think Tiny's really good against what they're presenting so far on J.Storm, and like it makes Morph's game harder to play, and it's just a limp special, so I think it's quite possible. Just something that always keep an eye out when you're playing against Complexity.
That being said, I don't think I've seen 4 Omni. It's always been 5, right?
Okay.
And it was support.
Yeah,
Okay, that's interesting.
5 or 3 almost every
Yeah,
I guess
so
if
I think
it's-
this locks it down to a 3 now.
Okay.
Unless they're doing something different.
Some insane, and they need to, right? They're 1 and 2. A lot of people had Complexity at least in their top 2, and they've crumbled for now. They need to get this win, or they drop to 1 and 3 heading into day number 2.
They are on the no stuns train, so they need to, whatever it is, 3 or 4 between the Omni, like the other, whatever they make the pick hero being a 3 or 4 has to have a stun, like please.
What about like Earth Spirit or something like
Yeah,
that?
I was thinking Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit really, with Z-Freak special, definitely came to mind as one of the heroes. Earth Shaker's possible if they want to go that route, but it seems a little more greedy.
It's also kind of annoying playing against Rubik, because if he steals Fissure.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't think about the Rubik factor.
Plus, when Morphling plays against you, and you get to
You
be
got a
called-
lot.
Oh, yeah,
The
the Ag Scepter. What am I talking about
Double
here?
Fissure from the
I
enemy
think that's
team.
why Earth Spirit for me anyways makes
A little more sense.
Much.
Yeah. I could also see Storm being a pick for Complexity.
I've got a mechanics question that I actually know the answer to for once. If you are a Morphling and you turn to the Earth Sphere, can you use his stones? As in,
Yes.
if he lays them
Yes.
down.
Yes, you can.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
You're correct.
Yes.
I was testing you.
Can Earth Spirit use his stones?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. Like I
A
would know.
stone's a stone. You don't own stones.
A stone's throw away.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yes. We got Alina. We got a stud now, and that seems to be that can be as well a middle or a 4, right? So they still have a little bit of ambiguity left. I think I said that word completely wrong.
Ambiguity, yeah.
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Got your back, bro.
So what do you ban now if you're J.Storm? You're looking, obviously, for probably your middle hero. Obviously, Morphling could go middle if it's a good matchup, but you're looking for a hero that maybe wants to go around and make space. You have a Chen, Rubik, Morphling. Maybe you need a Kunkka or something. I don't know.
Like, I was thinking
suck.
TA because she's always been the counter to Lena, but she got nerfed so hard, and she's really bad against Omni. So they do go Earth Spirit.
Nice.
That's that's
Okay,
cool. I
so
like
when instead of the Storm Matrix was Lena.
that. Yeah.
Lena's not bad against Morph. Like
She
you have
represents
to
a
play.
threat.
Yeah, you have to play a certain way at all times. And I think Earth Spirit's sick against Morph. It's always traditionally been a good counter because it's not easy. Like it's a stun that's not a single target.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing. So like Lincoln's doesn't hard counter you, and you have to get Manta, but like even Manta, you have ways around it. Like you have a slow and a silence too. So you have different ways to deal with the hero.
Aren't you a little bit worried, though? Because I thought Lena versus Morphling, you do still need to get your Laguna Blade. So how do they proc that Lincoln's? Isn't it only...
Yeah, the Kunkka was nice. I liked that call. I liked that
I
call.
did something right. No, it does feel weird, right? If Morphling does get a Lincoln's here, how do they, like... Even if Limp hits that stun, how do they kill him through it? Like, it feels like without the Laguna, it's pretty tough.
You still have the roll, so
True.
like
Silence
you do have
as well,
a way
you're right,
to
yeah.
give yourself that extra 1 second to chain stuff. I feel like overall
I
both
like
drafts
J.Storm.
are pretty well rounded, and I underestimated Troll with the Omni earlier.
Yeah.
Like Troll just seemed like an absolute beast,
Not doing it again.
and I think I'm not gonna do it again. Yeah, I think Troll, if he has a really good game, actually makes Morph's game hard this game, just because usually Morph threatens you, but with the heroes behind him, I don't think he really does as much. And we'll probably see the E-Blade Morph, but yeah, I want to believe in Complexity because they're 1 and 2, and that just seems
Seems
weird.
rough for they were one of the favorites coming into this. And
Yeah, I
already
mean,
down low, yeah.
we were. You guys went back and watched it. Apparently, they just chucked the game away against Beast Coast.
They kind of choked in their own base defending when they just had gotten megas. Yeah, it was rough. So
Okay.
Blitz, what are you feeling like?
I don't know. I could very easily see a world where you just have Tavo sit behind people and nobody dies again. Because J.Storm, the amount of burst damage comes from the Morphling and the Centaur, like being able to get good games. But I could very easily see Complexity contesting. And I could see Miracle just kind of going off, getting an early Roshan and just running everybody down.
Okay.
I think their lineup is a lot better than it was in the previous one.
Is Resolution an Earth Spirit player?
I don't... I mean,
Because when Miracle played Morph against Earth Spirit, he made it
Yeah.
look sick because he's a good
Yeah.
Earth Spirit, right?
Yeah.
He's got the easy steal and the Omni Knight. Like, I feel that, you just turn into Omni Knight, get Heavenly Grace, and heal for your team.
Yep, and you see the odds right now. Complexity a little less than than J.Storm on Betway. You can make sure. Obviously, if we tell you to bet on something, you can't play unless you're for losing because you're the losers. So we're gonna hop right into the game and Cap, take it away, Slugger.
Thanks, buddy. I got my Observer Grant glasses on, so I can spot out every single kill.
And I was going to say that I think they're going to aggro tri-lane, but they're not on the side of Complexity. I thought for sure they were going to put the Omni solo safe lane to dodge the Morph, but maybe they're predicting that J.Storm is going to do what they're doing because J.Storm thinks they're going to do what I said. You know what I'm saying?
they're going
I
for
think
the
so.
next level.
Yeah, like I think that's actually what's happening right now. So we'll have to see. It is interesting because you want to put the Troll against the Morph because Omni just does badly against Morph, and then you don't want to do it in either lane, meaning that you want to make sure you get the right matchups. So they are going to show Troll top, which means the Morphling's probably going to run bottom, and that's probably going to set up a good lane for J.Storm, but we'll see what they end up doing. Yeah, they are running Centaur's top, Morphling's going to run bottom. This is really important because what's so funny over there?
It was just one way to cut a creep wave.
I'll say, by the
Oh,
way,
he did this.
Yeah, he did this
Not
earlier.
really.
Did
Yeah,
this earlier
he
on
did.
Spiritbreaker.
It worked. You feel like someone's gonna watch the replay tomorrow, and he's gonna do this, and there's gonna be like
gonna
5
get
men in the
trapped.
trees. Yeah, just like gotcha.
That's funny.
So
Split up the bounty runes. Nice and easy.
quick pause.
So you're happy with J.Storm's setup?
I like the lane setup better for them, yeah. I think Morphling start is really important. I think the hero is really hard to kill once the mid game comes out when he has 1 or 2 items. Okay,
And I feel like they've got some okay heroes to like deal with backlaning, like the Centaur.
yeah, they do.
Because Witch Doctor offers so much damage, and then the constant chase that Earth Spirit provides with Orb of Venom and rolling.
I just think Centaur's game's not that important. Like, he'll have a game
Yeah.
regardless of what happens in the first few minutes. And on the other hand, Morphling could become a liability quite easily. And instead, they are making sure Morphling has the good start with this lane setup. Omni Knight's actually looking to cut, so Morphling's going to absolutely free farm, which I think is terrible for the Dire side. Like, I don't think you can give Morphling absolute free farm. I feel like this was so much easier to set up an Omni Knight solo with a tri-lane against the Morph. And you don't really care about your Troll start either, meaning like it's better to have a free farm Morph than it is to have a free farm Troll. Because Troll's a really strong laner early, while Morph is not. If that makes sense.
Do you think Omni Knight's damage is good enough to contest a free Morphling?
no.
Like, do you want him to not backlane like this?
No, I'm saying they should
No.
have Omni not in the same lane
Yeah.
as Morph.
If he has to do this, because if he pure one-on-ones against Morph, Morph's just gonna out-deny
That's what I
everything.
mean, though. Is
Yeah.
like the lane setup originally is the problem, not
Yeah.
the fact that Omni Knight's doing what
Now
he's
that
doing.
you're in this position, you're stuck in it. He just
Yeah.
wanted,
But they had double stout, so he was planning this from the get-go, which I think is a mistake in the.
because it looked like they were actually making the hard read that you did, which is tri-lane and then make them swap. But then they showed a top rune, so they must have known that somebody must have made the call that this was okay.
Yeah. And that's like a lot. There's a lot of things that go into that decision, so it's easier to say what we're saying about than like it is to just adjust.
Did he do this last time?
They just pulled them into each other. Wait,
He
what?
pulled it all the way from top
absolutely
to
not.
bottom.
Incarnation.
Dude,
What?
this is
Dude,
no,
this is the most
this is
insane
dope.
thing I've ever
So
seen.
they got the lane matchup they want. Omni Knight against the Centaur.
Dude, this is actually. Oh my god.
There's
All
just
right.
2 supports in the river right now.
Dude, Moo's owning.
They should have
He
picked
just got 2 of
Slard
the
our
denies.
last pick, actually, I realize now, for complexity.
In the river?
Yeah, so the laning that has the bonus
We've
boost
got
in the river.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Wonder how much do you think the Radiance Courier is worth now? Didn't it used to be like $25,000 or something? The Platinum Roshan.
Oh, he's
Oh,
just
he's
handling
dead.
it to Z-Freak. He pops it
Yeah.
very far.
He
It's
was
not
just
even
dead.
close. I don't know what Z-Freak was thinking there.
That he was going to win a right-click fight against Retaliate.
I guess so.
He
That's
clearly
not
doesn't
gonna
know
work.
what's cooking.
He's not.
Boom.
But we know.
Yep.
Fear. Z-Freak might find him.
He has no
Just
lift,
the
right?
kick. Z-Freak will slow him down with the Orb of Venom.
He has boots, though.
336.
Yeah, he's got
Oh, that's a nice tango
enough.
usage.
Oh, Z-Freak's game is...
How one-sided is this mid matchup supposed to be?
I did not think it was this way.
Oh my
What
lord.
is that?
16 and 9.
What did I
There's
miss?
6 and 0.
Does he have the 2 points Fiery Soul as well?
It's possible that maybe
No,
Moo grabbed
2-1-1.
one of the mid waves or something
Yeah.
when he pulled it over. I'm not sure.
There's no way this is supposed to be more than like a 4 or
Uh-oh.
5 CS.
He gets
I don't know,
done.
but Limp's handling it. He hits the LSA. 9 does manage to dodge it. The last strike, though, is going to be good enough.
What?
Didn't even need to hit the stun.
They picked the Kunkka and Alina, by the way.
Yeah, last pick. This is rank 2 in NA versus rank 4 in NA. I didn't realize, those 2 ranks made that big of a difference.
Roll
for
in.
Limp.
They do manage to hit a 2-man stomp. Moo's trying to get out of here. He has the Maledict on him, though, and the slowdown from both the axes as well as the kick from Z-Freak.
I think you're misunderstanding here, Grant. That's
Yeah.
rank 2 NA versus like rank 2 EU. 9 is a very high MMR EU player.
He's been in NA. He's
I'm just
on
saying,
NA rank
I'm
now.
saying though that he's from EU and he's a very high MMR player, and now people are understanding what happens when you put a high-ranked EU player against a
high-ranked
high-ranked
NA.
player. Yeah,
You're right.
thank you.
Man, BSJ, you actually, I think about people, I'm like, who's the highest IQ person in Dota? And some people say Nahaz, and I'm like, well, what? And then I look at BSJ, and I'm like, that's it.
There you go.
That's it.
Thank you, thank you.
Is it the Drake meme in your head? You see the Haas, you're like, nah, miss me. BSJ, though? Yeah. Tavo's struggling. Level 2. That's a level 5 Morphling.
Yeah.
Whatever Moo did, it kind of worked.
Grant, you think me and Cap are smart?
Don't answer that question, Grant. It's a trap. It's like when a girl asks if she thinks she's pretty.
Always. I think you guys are some of the smartest people I've ever met.
But what about with the glasses?
With the glasses, you are the smartest person I've met. Easily. Besides myself, obviously. I took an
Right.
IQ test 311.
Grant, if you compared everyone you met to yourself, that's just not fair.
That's true. I shouldn't
So
do that.
yeah, don't do that.
My bad. Why is there just a Chen
It's like
alpha wolf chasing it or a spear?
it's like the women comparing themselves to photoshopped images.
Yeah.
Can't compare yourself to Grant.
Yeah.
His IQ.
Sorry guys. Sorry Blitz. You just can't.
It's all good, dude.
It's all right. Dude, this feels like this Morphling is just gonna have the freest game of all time, and he's just gonna carry this pretty easily.
Yeah.
I mean, Limp's owning though, right? It's literally the Limp and Morph show right now, it feels like. But the biggest thing is this Kunk is eventually going to get level 6 and be able to roam around, right? It's bad in lane, but once you start going like a Monkey King, level 6, uh-oh, Witch Doctor top.
They're rotating
Bye.
over to try and put pressure on mid, but also trying to get top. They do manage to kill 343, and Moo can fight it out a little bit with Miracle. He still has the Maledict on him, so has to be careful. He's got to hide away. Back over to mid lane, Limp, who's diving with his double damage to try and push him away and keep the creep wave from being pulled.
He's gonna do a ton of damage.
This
You might even kill
tower.
this because of the DD.
Oh,
It
he
is.
managed to get the creep wave back, too.
David Cliff, I guess. There it is. Damn. That is so much. 6 minutes in, the tower's at 500 life.
So Z-Freak ran behind the tower and pulled it, right?
Yeah,
so
he
they
did.
could get as much damage on the mid tower as possible.
Mina might be the best hero to get a DD for that tower push in the entire game.
Damn. Level 7 now with the Lagoon. It feels like he can. You hit a stun, you're pretty much just killing it when you see it at this point now.
And he's got it in Viz runes.
Look at the Omni.
Might be able to make a play
The
top.
Omni, the bottom lane matchup. This is what BSJ was warning about, like how one-sided it's gonna look at some point. Because the only way that Omni can ever CS properly is under his tower. So Morph just gets to get in there. He denies everything.
And then he also
Set it up
farms
with the
big tank.
cask, and Limp
Bye. Not
Make
even
it
gonna
to
use
Moon.
man.
gets punished.
Yeah, this is the Limp show, and he's one of the players that I've seen best apply aggression with a lead in any of my pubs. He does it well in pro games too. It's just like you feel it in pubs because nobody else does it really. He's going for the Yules after treads. I like the treads. You want the like raw tankiness against Morph and Kunkka.
The only thing about Limp that's the downside is like there will always be in a moment in the game where you're like, why did you do that, Limp?
I know what you mean.
He's the king of getting leads, and then you know, something always
up.
happens in the game. Such a talented player, really, really good mechanically. There's very few people that he straight up just loses to mid.
He put pressure in mid. Now he's trying to take top tower as
This
well.
is a really nice rotation too, because this tower up at top lane becomes harder and harder to take as the game
Throw out
goes
the
on.
Luca to play, try and kill moves quick as possible, and they can take this tower since the Siege Wagon's still alive after all this time.
This was such a good rotation. You take that tower, because if you think about the distance to the rest of the map, like you're eventually going to lose that top safe lane tower yourself. So taking that tower at some point becomes nearly impossible, because you can't get vision control up there, and a TP you have to go from the shrine upwards. Even if you take a fight and you win it, if everyone's like half HP, you just have to go back. So to take that tower early on, it frees up the map and it puts pressure on the enemy triangle. Especially because you already took the mid tower, so now you place like one or two deep
quite
wards.
taken mid tower, but it's
That's
very
true.
low.
Once you take the mid tower, then you get to sandwich into the triangle, and it becomes really hard to make moves without smoking up to that lane.
Get the bow combo. 3-4-3 is going to try and protect him, but they only need one swing from 9. Not even that.
One thing I want to add onto that is it also makes it harder for Radiant to take your safe lane tower.
Yeah,
So it
you can
makes
just
it-
TP in.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors to that, and I most importantly think that you don't want to have to ever worry about taking that tower. That's a tower that's like a nuisance to take. So now that you've gotten it off, like it's already down, you don't have to worry about ever taking it again.
Yeah, it's one of. I was talking to Cap about it. It was like, Austin, I was saying like you have to take it early or not at all.
Yeah, so missing opportunities to take it early when you can is like super crucial.
Yeah, he
in
just
big
kind of
games.
made one for himself. That
Yeah.
opportunity. It was really nice. I like that move a lot.
And you're not worried someone can just go up there now that they can just sit by their tier 2 and farm it up? Maybe just hold the creep wave there or something?
It's like
You don't
Trolls
really
fine
want to?
jungling anyway. The only
Okay.
reason carries don't like jungling is because it gives up their tower.
Yeah.
And you're not going to lose your tower because you took theirs. And now a support can go up there whenever it pushes in if they want to. At least that's what they should
So
do.
much experience.
Plus, whenever
dying.
whenever Centaur's like farming there, if he static farms, then you know where he is at all times, and he's the playmaker for J.Storm, right?
They are smoking up. It looks like is it bounty time?
Yes,
9:45.
Yeah,
15
15 seconds.
And he's already switched it to net worth.
I got it. We all got it. Net worth. Love it. Uh-oh.
Yeah, now that your carry's allowed to leave the safe lane and like not feel bad about it, if they gank, they're going to gank a Witch Doctor, which is like something they should do. Like they should gank the safe lane, but that's not nearly as good as ganking a core. Nice to cast there's really good awareness by Witch Doctor. He's casting the wave, but then sitting in the trees just soaking some XP. And notice how awkward this movement was from J.Storm to get to this tower and how long it took, and now they're TPing in the Omni, which they had so much time to do, and that's because of that tower they took.
Miracle's quick to try and punish that by pushing in the mid lane, but 9's going to show up. Threaten Miracle with the combo. They do have the Witch Doctor TPing in. They're going to see if they can burst him down as quick as possible. Z-Freak as well as 3-4-3 have his back.
I love the treads from Troll as well. They just don't have very much physical damage on J.Storm. So all it is raw magic burst with the Centaur, Kunkka, Morphling, Rubik. So that raw HP, you saw him with strength treads. He's just so tanky.
All right, BSG, I feel this is a thing now. Who is the end-all, be-all late game hero of this game?
I once again think it's Troll.
Okay.
It's like the game we saw with Lifestealer, he never got there, right? So this is something that is nice to think about, but it doesn't always matter. But I think in this game, because you have the Omni Knight backing you up, I underestimated Troll's carry potential earlier, but now that you have the Omni behind him, it was clearly like his potential skyrocketed with that.
Well, Limp's just solo taking a tower bottom.
Trying to risk-free defend it with the neutral creeps, but everyone's just committed to trying taking the safe lane tower, but Tavo is making sure not to get caught out. Semi-defends it, slows it down at least. And
Troll's gonna
Miracle's
take mid here probably.
Yeah, always here, ready to push in mid as soon as they commit more to that top lane.
X.
Nine's going to show up just like he did last time, threaten Miracle. Z-Freak's going to try and come in, get the silence out. They do manage to pull him back into the boat. Slows down some Fierce damage, though, who did manage to steal the Purification. A good stomp comes out. Moo actually whiffs that entirely. Never mind. Z-Freak going to be chased out by Resolution. Shotgun down. The heals come out, and Moo's going to be just fine.
Never mind. The bait, like you said, the Purification steal was really important there.
Still, saving the troll there was the bigger objective.
Normally as a troll you can't do this, and that's something I've felt is a weakness of the hero, is you want to pressure towers, but you can't actually do what he just did there. But because he has the Omni TP in threat, you just can't commit to the troll and kill him, which allows him to put a lot more pressure, force reactions. He's just a much more potent hero, I'm noticing, with this Omni Knight.
Man, Cole's doing such a good job, just like defending every time. I mean, they dropped the top one, right? But it took like an extra 7 minutes, you said, and they are not giving up this middle tower at all.
Rezo?
Might be able to just blow him up. Laguna Blade brings it close, but Rezo
Raindrops.
had just enough HP.
Smart to have the raindrops against the Lina, knowing that's the way he dies. They might try again with their Spirit out of Fog.
With the roll in, the silence follow-up. Do manage to hit the hit, but
He was so quick
morphs
on
into
that.
strength
That's a
real
second
quickly.
place TI player.
It is. It is.
That's what he got, right? Second place?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
And then he got a.
I think that's one of my favorite things about Centaur when he has a good offlane, is how easily he threatens the mid tower. You just can't stop it. Like, he just runs in, tanks a couple of shots from Retaliate. He'll eventually take it.
Tavo, this guy, just save towers for us, please. Top, middle, bottom, doesn't matter. Just go there.
That Heavenly Grace ability is so dumb, actually.
The fact that it only has 2 seconds of downtime, right, is absolutely insane
Yeah.
at level 4.
How do you go on a target that has 50% status resistance and 24 extra strength, right?
And
28
HP,
extra
yes.
strength. Yeah, sorry, 28.
And 20
Just give
HP
him a,
regen.
just give him a Reaver, you know.
Pretty much, yeah.
Over and over, Moo just keeps kind of throwing this soft little poke at the tower. Eventually he's going to take it.
Deniable,
Complexity committing more and more to try and defend it. May just have to deny it now. Moo's going to try and run in, but it's going to be a bit too late.
Nice job. Ton of team gold denied. Oh, they want Morphling again.
Okay, 1437 just going to straight up face check this high ground. He's going to be caught by the cast at the same time. They do manage to blow up the Morphling with a Laguna Blade. Lina did not run back for this kill. Thought that the Morphling was more important, and sure enough, they managed to get the big carry. Oh, and snags 1437 with the long-range Dragon Slave and all the neutrals.
That's the talent. 125 cast range.
Dude, Limp's going off right now.
Damn. He really is. 3-0-2. Pretty much solo kills a Morphling. Got a little bit of help from the Earth Spirit.
He took the tower top. He almost took the tower mid.
Bye, Adam.
Left behind. They're still might try and fight this one. The Stampede goes out, trying to pick up the Bounty Rune. Z-Freak does manage to snag that one. Yule Scepter to dodge the stomp. Moo will still be able to cut him down, though. Thanks to the help of Fear, Z-Freak has nowhere to roll to as he's surrounded by J.Storm. They did manage to get, what, all the bounties?
I think.
Oh, they left one behind, so 3 for 1.
I'm going to queue up Blitz here. What do you got to say about that play?
What?
The
Oh,
limp
like
play.
his.
Running up that hill.
I mean, it's also like, why do you have to do that, right? You don't have vision in that area. Like, you just took a fight. Like, everything's fine.
Wasn't the
And-
direct quote was like, "What are you doing there?"
Yeah.
Limp?
It's like you just don't really. There's always that like one moment. He never has like that perfect. I'm gonna go 20-0 and just like dominate this game. And I'm not sure what it is. At this point, I feel like it's like some kind of block or whatever. Because I feel like his early game is sick.
His
It's
laning
always so
phase is
sick.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even, past that, right? Like the rotation top, but then just one mistake, right?
He's got to like untilt himself now. This is the, everything's fine.
We're good.
We're good.
Can't change the past.
9 going for the halberd. What does he get after that? Is this a Radiance game for the Kunkka, or what's he supposed to get? I like Radiance here. Doesn't seem that bad.
I would probably go AC
PC.
or BKB. Like, I think you just need to enable your team by...
Buy time for morph kind of thing.
Yeah, like, you're just buying auras or countering opponents. Like, the halberd makes it harder to play troll.
Ooh,
Troll back into the stomp. Miracle Not going to be bursted down so easily, especially with Tavo sitting right behind him. They're going to try and go for the Torrent. Do manage to get the X off of the vision from the Torrent. Miracle turns around, ready to go with the ultimate. Pops it now, doing a lot of damage to Moo. Tavo making that next round of heals ready for Miracle. It's going to pop the ultimate. Morphling, a little bit of trouble here. Miracle's dropping lower and lower. Another round of heals. Miracle will be okay until Morphling zips on forward with the waveform. The whirling axe as well, slowing him down. Managed to get the X on him, pull him back into the Torrent with a double hit onto Tavo as well, who's out of mana now. Gets a little bit more for another round of heals and won't be caught underneath this tier 1 tower. J.Storm get the big kill on the troll, trading out their Chen for it, while Complexity really only split pushing at that time with Limp at top.
It took him so long to kill him there.
Yeah. Heavenly, what are you gonna do, dude? That's why I like the Kunkka pick here, right? You actually you have the best catch in the game now. Like Lina doesn't just want to go around. Now you have a Kunkka. Anyone he X's is pretty much just gonna die, even with the Omni. They find another one bottom at Z Freak.
Tried to roll out, was
nice
hiding in the
time.
trees. Moo's gonna pop out, try and go for that kill, but now the rest of Complexity is here, and the cast bounces back to him. Z Freak's not the one to die here.
That was really nice timing too. Oh, all right. So Cole are still perfectly fine. Like they should still have good map control. During this time, like their heroes can still pressure this Morphling. It gets a little bit harder after this Linken's, but
It's close to 200 gold.
yeah, and they've got options. Like they could always go Roshan at any point. Smoking is an option right now. The way that they can play, they're probably just waiting for a little bit more from this troll before they do so.
He's going BKB on Limb instead of the Shadow Blade, which I think is a necessity after that death. Like, he really lost the snowball momentum that he had going from the early game. And so now you're just looking to fight and be not a liability in the fights, meaning like you just die instantly to the burst damage. They have so much gap close on J.Storm that even if you like Yules off the X when you're running away, they'll just blink on you with Centaur. And if you don't have the BKB to follow up the Yules, you're just going to die like you saw at the Crown.
I think Centaur is such an insane hero.
It is.
Like I think offlaners got spoiled by heroes like Sand King and the way that Darkseer used to be played. Like you're an offlaner, you're Sand King, you're like, you really gonna sit under my Sandstorm and fight me?
What happened to that hero? Why is it dead now? It just hasn't been picked in any region.
People got really used to how Sand King was defending towers. When he was initially doing it, people didn't have a good answer to it, and they made a lot of like simple mistakes, I would say, against it.
So he's one of the
Nowadays, like people have found like examples like Nyx Assassin, who are just like a hard counter to the way Sand King likes to defend.
So he's really one. He like never really got nerfed. People actually did just get better at playing against him.
He got nerfed too.
Not that much though. Like his Sandstorm is still what, like 2 Radiances. Ridiculous.
I think Mars got the same treatment, at least from the carry player perspective. Right when he got released into competitive, everyone was picking him, and I had a really hard time figuring out
How to
just
do
play
anything.
in the game against a Mars. And you learn a lot quickly after playing against it 20 times, and that's what I think happened to Mars too.
Oh, this smoke gank.
Mars also got hit by the nerf button.
Well, I'm saying, like, right when he got released into competitive, he
yeah.
was the same hero he is now, and it felt hard to deal with, and then suddenly it just doesn't anymore. Like, it's not like he's bad, it just doesn't feel scary when I see a Mars on the opponent's team.
9. I feel like Cole doesn't know. They see 9 and they see top, and they're like, who do we go on? They split up
Running
a
at
little.
the Chen right now. 9 not going to chase. It looks like they're just going to leave the Chen behind. He's
Damn.
on top of the Dire Shrine.
Is Kunkka going solar is what I saw? No, somebody was going solar. Who was it?
Somebody has a medallion.
Yeah, I saw Medallion with solar queued up. Oh, it's Chen, okay. I was confused for a second. Yeah, that makes sense. Solar's just too good.
Oh, another purification. He's stolen it every single time.
Yeah, Kunkka's way better against Omni, just like Pugna, than he used to be, because you used to be able to just repel off the X. Like, you wouldn't remove the X, but the X wouldn't pull you back. And here you talked about this Blitz. They have the BKB troll, right? Or no, it's just SNY?
SNY Maelstrom.
Okay.
I don't think you need
Just
to
full
when you
status
have,
resistance.
when you
Definitely fight
have
this.
Omni. You can just, but you need to go for the Roshan, I think.
Bullets coming in. They've already rolled on out, gotten on top of 9 with the silence, but a good stomp coming out for the Centaur. Slows things down immediately. Yule's up though. Rolled on top of Laguna Blade, throwing everything they have, but Moo is not going to die so easily. And now Resolution goes in deep to try and finish off Miracle, who's popped that ultimate button. He switched over into the Morphling form, back into his other form, but he's trying to get away from this troll, but he's locked down by the ensnare. Complexity look for more now as they finish off the big carry. J.Storm going for fear, slowing him down. He's easily dead. 9 just leaves a Torrent is behind as he tries to retreat away from the Roshan pit, which Complexity easily returned to. Can finish that one up and pick up the Aegis.
Troll with Omni is pretty stupid.
Yeah. And also, once they use the boat and they didn't start the fight like that, you have to just disengage. You rely really heavily on the Coco's Drum to be able to fight.
Yeah, Rezo committed way too far. Even when, I mean, I think the Rubik saved him twice with Purification, but damn, he was super deep there.
Yeah, he tried to kill the troll, but Miracle ulted right before the waveform killed him.
Got baited in.
And now this is where the game becomes really awkward because Complexity made the right move. They didn't get over eager or anything like that. They stayed patient. They went for the Roshan like we asked them to do. Because I think this game is still very straightforward for them to win. Like, do what everybody else is doing. Just have them spam Heavenly Grace and Purification. Let your troll just hit away at towers.
It's as simple as that. It really is now.
It's not a complicated concept.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing you can do is mess it up, right?
Give him the bottle so he can use the double damage at his leisure.
I'd rather see the Basher, to be honest with you, than the BKB.
I think so too. Like we saw right there, your Omni can keep you alive. You don't have to worry about it that hard. Once the boat comes, you don't have any crazy amounts of follow-up that scare you that much.
Yeah, and you have the Aegis, so it's like you're allowed to go a little bit more aggressive or greedy with items when you have Aegis like this.
Yeah, I agree too. The downside of going greedy like this, though, is if for whatever reason you lose a fight, and then you've missed your item timing for Aegis, that really sucks.
Yeah, it does indeed. They just had the Kunkka working on a BKB, and Morphling suffers heavily against a troll wailing on him with Basher.
Yeah, I'll never fault anybody though for getting BKB as an item.
I will not either.
What about as a first item?
Remember when the Chinese used to do that with like Gyro? It'd be like drums BKB every game.
That's such like a their playstyle is so unrecognizable when you compare it to a region like NA. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They see the TV back from Miracle, so they're going to try and catch somebody. Pop the Stampede, see if anybody from Complexity is close enough for the X, and it is Tavo.
As Jules.
Does have the Yules, as well as the Heavenly Grace, so he'll be fine.
I like that itemization. He needs to itemize for himself on Omni. It sounds weird, but you're itemizing for yourself so that you cannot die, so that you can protect your troll. Like, it's weird. Usually you itemize for your teammates by giving them auras or solar crest, but in this game he's itemizing to keep himself alive. I like I was wondering if the disarm from Halberd got affected by status resistance, and he got disarmed at the Roche fight on Troll, and it lasted for like a second, because he has the Heavenly Grace plus Sanj and Yasha, which is pretty stupid.
Yeah, thanks, status resistance.
Yeah, I don't know. It's 3 seconds, and he had about 60%. Yeah, that makes sense that it lasted about a second.
Oh, tier 1 for a tier 2 tower. Doesn't feel good. You go base here, right? It's Cole or no?
Yeah, you hit faster than they do, so you force them to deal with you. You also have this DD.
You have DD Aegis. This is a really nice timing.
He did go BKB, so none of us have a problem with that. We just think he could have gotten away with Basher.
It's a safe choice. And you know what? I need Cole to make safe choices.
I'm fine with that.
Yes. They've already thrown away one game earlier. They don't want to throw away a second.
They're not bringing Resolution back right away. He's just going to keep on going and see if they can slow down this push bit by bit with the Crimson Guard. Multiple disables.
I think now you back. The Morph just sticking around.
It's a close call.
And again, 9 is just going to try and catch anybody. If they do go back, which they're going to see one TV soon. Lead is going to show up immediately. The Stampede goes out. They're going to be able to grab Tavo here, get the stomp on top of him, just burst him down real quickly, and Complexity will not be able to turn and save him. It looks like they're just going to mass TP out. Tavo's dead. Anybody else? It looks like maybe Miracle. Ooh, that'd be bad, but Resolution has no way to really lock him down further.
I didn't love that. It's like, if your Lena's going to go back like that, you have to make the call to go get out of ward vision first. Yeah.
Yeah, especially. You're just running one at a time.
Because you knew Rezo was going to win that game of chicken. If there's 4 heroes defending, they can just spam back, and you don't want to overcommit. The scariest thing that you can do in Dota is when you have that Aegis, your team can't follow you. Like, you want to go in. You know, you can't get past that Rax while the tower's still up. So you're put into this position where you're playing chicken, and Rezo's going to win that every time.
I think a large part of that is the fact they had this high ground vision, right?
Yeah.
If they're blind in that situation, then and they don't have the information to work on who's around. E-Blade now up for resolution, so he does have that big burst of damage.
I don't know how I like the Satanic. I feel like he needs to make himself more of a threat.
More
But-
lockdown with the Basher, you mean?
Yeah, all I'm saying is, like, if you build Satanic, I'm looking at J.Storm and I say, just ignore this troll, man. Just, like, stun him a bit and ignore him. Because he just doesn't do enough, I think. But maybe I'm wrong. I could, like, maybe it's because of the status resistance, you can't actually throw one stun on him. You have to throw, like, 3, and then at that point, you're not ignoring him.
Pretty hard to ignore him when he's just hitting your tower from afar, though, right? He's
Well,
like
I'm
the
talking
main
like in
sieger.
fights, yeah, not like in sieges, and I don't think they're really gonna siege once this Aegis is gone. So if
Which
you-
it is now,
yeah.
yeah. It feels like they can, but you don't think they'll siege with the Satanic and Heavenly Grace and S and YBN? I feel like that's why they can do it, because they'll have all that.
Yeah, it's like I feel like you could your team behind you is vulnerable to getting jumped, but I could easily be wrong.
If you're
I know
sitting
what
in your
you're saying.
base is like my thing, because I feel like Radiant is just going to be sitting in their base as long as Cole forces them to.
For sure, for sure. Moo always does this cheeky kind of stuff. He's very good at playing the trees. He's the offlane version of Jimmy. I'm sure that's because he has Jimmy as his captain or as his coach.
Play in the trees
Yeah.
more. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's more like he breaks out his football board and draws specific patterns. You're supposed to go through the trees.
Okay, you eat these 4 with Quelling Blade. At these certain times, you go through. What the hell is happening? Moo's just lost. He's like, I've never read this playbook.
Moo's like, I didn't play sports.
Nine to 11, 28 minutes in, just a very slight net worth lead for Complexity. You can see the Dota Plus still puts them a decently far ahead. If it wasn't for that one catch that happened earlier. J.Storm just trying to stay away from these fights, push out waves without getting caught.
Full Solar Crest on Chen, at least.
He's going AC on Limp.
You're not a fan?
I don't
you
mind
You
it.
want someone else? Or?
I like
no-
Shiva's.
Yeah, I think any armor item would be good. I think he's... they're all in on the troll train, I think. As you guys would say, choo-choo, I believe.
Choo-choo. Let's see. Well, free hits on bottom tower again.
You gotta put a little emotion into it. Yeah.
Choo-choo! That was kind of the joke there, but...
Oh, because the slow train. It's like Thomas the Train,
Yeah.
and he ran out of gas, and
Yeah.
he's slowly dying.
Choo, choo.
Did you know there's actually like a messed up fable where Thomas the Train literally just drives off a cliff? Yeah, I know. Poor Thomas. Well, I
My
guess you should pay
childhood, man.
attention.
Don't say that.
Suicidal?
My childhood, man.
No, I think like it was who was it? It was like Ronald the Rave Train. What was fight?
Stampede on out. They're
Ronald the Rave Train.
Yeah, and he cuts off like he cuts off that part of the track, and you just it's like Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, right? You paint the thing, and he just runs into it.
Is anybody else envisioning a red train with like a clown face, like Ronald McDonald?
That's what it is. How do you
Wait,
know? Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's no Ronald the Rave Train,
Yeah,
Brian.
dude, the
Come on.
I
Rave
mean-
train?
Ronald
Come
the
on.
Rave
What is
Train.
he? He's just bouncing along. Choo choo. Choo choo.
I mean, not gonna
You
lie.
never know. Kids' stories have been getting crazy.
That's what I mean. I don't know if you've seen any
Yeah.
recent cartoons in the last like 5
It's
years.
true.
But
I
that
don't
was
think Thomas the Tank Engine is like really pushing the envelope in kids networking, you know?
Oh my God, Thomas, no!
Someone's got my back here. That was more believable than you're giving it credit
Someone
for.
in chat,
And I
definitely.
say,
no,
He's
you're right.
there with you.
Looks like they were trying to go for resolution, but he
He's
is
still gonna
walking
run
back
into
in.
him. Snare? No.
No Satanic yet. 700 gold off. I feel like you wait for that.
You just wait for that in Roshan, right? Which we know.
Yeah, it's
30
not up
seconds.
yet.
Reasonably early.
This mid lane's super important. for Roche. Whoever has it pushed in is much easier to take Roche.
Is Complexity just doing a poor job of catching people, or is J.Storm
Avoiding.
It really
doing
is
a
only
really good job
Lina.
avoiding? Oh, they are going to try and jump here onto Miracle, but
Nice
there's all of
glamour.
Complexity right behind him. Miracle's drop low, but he BKBs now ultimates. Witch Doctor doesn't actually get blown up by the shotgun. Still gets his Death Ward out. Miracle just laying damage in a move, but eventually he's going to run out of steam here, and 9 will be able to finish him up. Z-Freak going to look to roll away in the trees. 3-4-3, barely missed out on that torrent. Will be able to TP home where Z-Freak, who's unable to escape there. The big carry down. J.Storm can finally take some real map control here.
He can take Roche.
Omnidite was clearing bottom wave and he was showing, so they knew that the troll was vulnerable to getting initiated onto. Usually you can't commit like that because he'll just get heavenly graced and turn it around, but
Yeah.
instead...
This is so free now.
That's why we were such
And
a
why
big
is the
fan of
Tavo
how,
doing that?
how Snaking played. He was so patient, he just sat behind people.
He never did anything.
He kept his teeth
In a good way,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not the reason why we'll win or lose. I don't need items. I can just sit behind you guys.
Heavenly Grace, Heavenly Grace. And easy Roche, especially with that Solar Crest. Damn, that... Well, that might be the one mistake, and you lose all map control now, it feels like.
Oh, no, Cole.
Not again.
I feel like I've seen this one before.
That's
Aegis
just...
and cheese.
That's like what we've been talking about in the good games today, no offense to certain teams, that the map distribution is really important to pay attention to, where they put what heroes and why, all stages of the game. And like at this stage in the game, you can't show Troll and Omni in 2 separate lanes. You just can't do it. Like it's immediately punished by these tier 2, tier 3 teams. Like it's going to be punished. And J.Storm, obviously a good enough team to recognize that and punish it. They think of like what situation revolves around them initiating on what targets, and they know that they can't go if they don't see Omni. And the minute they see Omni, they're going to go because they know that's the condition for not going. And they're going Daedalus on Lina, so he's going to pump out a lot of damage. He will be a threat, but I don't know. Morphling has a ton of armor, and then Kunkka has the halberd plus probably going an armor item, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he's going AC, if not.
Yep.
Yeah, he probably AC. Could be Shiva's maybe.
He's already got the AC.
Oh, he's already got
Yeah,
it.
it's on the chicken, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of items on this chicken. A full Manta, a full BKB for Moo as well.
That's going to make quite the difference. They're going to try and blow up Limp. He's forced to Yules himself. He does have a BKB. He could throw it as well. Silence on a resolution. Doesn't go for the BKB and gets immediately tossed up into the air. Now they're going to be able to find more as Resolution turns into an Earth Spirit to catch the Witch Doctor. Miracle and Z-Freak trying to stay ahead, but a nice roll in once again from Resolution, nailing Z-Freak himself. Goes for the silence, but can't escape from Moo, who gets the follow-up. Another roll forward, searching for Miracle. Resolution. Don't think he's willing to dive into the base just yet because there's objectives to claim first. There's a top wave that's pushing in. They can go for the tier 3 top if they want.
And this is what BSJ meant, I think, when he said the troll, if he has a good laning phase, whatever, he'll have that. But if you give the more for free laning phase, he doesn't really have a natural counter in this game. It's not that easy. And now you're looking at this phase. Like I still think that the troll Omni can carry, but when you make plays like that, like you're making it just harder for yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
If this troll dies, they just lose 2. No buyback. This morph will shred your base.
It's pretty hard to kill him with all that
It
status
is.
resistance. What is it at? Like 75% when he's heavenly graced?
70% right now.
But look at that.
And Heavenly Grace.
You Satanic to get it back. He did already use Satanic, so you have to be careful.
Jump forward.
Moo jumps forward. They do manage to get off Tavo's ultimate, so 3-4-3 is going to be fine. Even the shotgun is not enough to finish him off. The tier 3 drops low, but it looks like J.Storm can't commit any further. They won't be able to open up those shrines. Complexity somewhat successfully. Hold on.
We'll lose all 4 bounties, though.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Look at
Big
the gold
time.
lead now. What is it? It's going to be 9 to 10K once they pick them all up. Damn.
I feel like J.Storm's actually just out-executing Complexity in almost every regard. The map movements, the play when Complexity was high grounding top, and then Resolution pressured bottom. They separated them and then initiated. I think they're just playing better.
They're going for
Oh,
one.
you got a Chen. That's a freebie.
That
Hello.
reminded me of the skewer earlier.
Oh, God. Yeah, he just...
Yeah, on the void, and then they just died. Where they missed the LSA follow-up, but obviously there it didn't matter. Just PTSD coming in, you know.
Resetting up for that push to top lane. The tier 3's already so low.
The Wolf Aura, too. So much damage for Morphling because he has like 300 base damage. Yeah, he just gets a free 86 damage from that
Thanks.
Wolf. And then he has the AC, which buffs up his damage even more.
Yeah, he seems pretty strong.
Yeah, and even though I said I thought Troll was the be-all, end-all carry of this game, that was under the assumption they should get every single Rosh on Complexity.
Yeah.
And now that you have Aegis on the Morphling, he just doesn't care about anything.
I mean, he has a 6 timing right now, this morph.
Yeah, he
3-4-3 with a Glimmer Cape. They got to stop these Siege Wagons, but not fast enough.
Oh, and he stole Heavenly Grace. Oh, boy. This Morphling is pretty much unkillable, I think.
Now he's got the same thing.
Yep. Good luck.
The odds are even.
Fear's position. He's only died once in this game, too. He has played so. He's always just stole Purification, Heavenly Grace. He's literally playing as Snake King did as Omni in the first game. It feels like Fear's just playing a better Omni right now, almost. It really does. I don't know.
So you can steal Heavenly Grace and then morph into Omni. Do they stack?
They do not stack. No.
That'd be crazy if they stack, dude.
I know.
I have
That'd be
4,000% status resistance. You get stunned when you hit me.
I also have, I have 56 free strength as
Dude,
well.
that is a ton.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
There goes the Aegis.
What's the cast range on Heavenly Grace? Because I just remember they nerfed a lot of his cast ranges. Is it like pretty far, or does
It's not.
it's pretty close?
Yeah, it's pretty close. You have to get
Okay.
real close to people.
Do they have a ward on them? Is that what they're pinging? They do have a ward. They see Lina and Earth Spirit. They have the Rubik lift if they can get him TP'd in here.
Sentry Ward sees Lin.
Lina with telekinesis, follow-up stop, and Seafreak knows he can't
Jeez.
do anything to stop that.
That's just a good ward and a sentry just sitting there. And yeah, see you later, Lena.
Yeah, and you think that's not there because Dire has a ward. If you see Dire's ward to the left of it, it makes them more confident that they don't have that type of ward because you have yours.
Oh,
Usually it's more
Adam
likely
middle.
for them to have it if you don't have vision there.
Bye. This
Got
might just be the end, it
Sentry,
feels like.
yeah. Got buybacks on both Witch Doctor as well as the Lina.
No Aegis
Blow
anymore,
through
though.
them now. No buyback on the Troll.
He does so much damage on Morph.
Heavenly Grace for Heavenly Grace.
Has a full butterfly if he doesn't want buyback on Morphling, too.
Remember, you can't dispel the Heavenly Grace from heaven itself.
You cannot.
But
Only the angels.
Yeah, only the angels.
Only the angels.
Lore from Gran Gran.
You're welcome.
And
Lore
something
and
to do with the
official
word
mechanics,
pestilence.
yes. The Pope of Pestilence, indeed.
MKB
This
picked
is
up
it.
5-band smoke. They're going to do everything they can here, but they run into a Chen. That was not the initiation they wanted. They may still get the free kill, but they're going to push into this
What?
high ground, committing the BKB. Even the Ethereal Blade coming out. A nice two-man stomp to the side. The silence onto 9 at the same time, but Limp's already at half HP. They finally pop that Tavo ultimate. They are going to be able to get a stolen one out from Rubik. Resolution turning into an Omni Knight as well. Gives himself the Heavenly Grace to put the damage on. Miracle who's popped his ultimate. He's beating into the Centaur, but this is really not the target he wants. He's going to heal up to about half HP. Really out of mana, though. 9 is going to be able to get the Halberd. Goes away almost instantly after the Heavenly Grace. And the other status resistance they have, slowing down 9. Looks like he's going to be left behind. Limp going to be saved out by the Earth Spirit. Oh, no, never mind. Fear, who stole out the Guardian's Angel from Tavo, also got the Laguna Blade to get the kill on Limp. Resolution is going to be caught. Waveforms away, turns back into the Omni Knight. Will give himself the Heavenly Grace. Back into the Morphling form he goes, and they just don't have the same kind of catch and chase on Complexity to keep this Morphling locked down.
And this is what I meant by Troll being the end-all be-all carry. He just walked up a high ground and with a BKB on and just killed everybody.
It felt like he wasted his BKB and
Yeah.
it didn't even matter. Yeah, they actually spent the full BKB killing an F-bladed Chen and it still didn't matter.
Yeah.
This Ags on Rubik is going to be insane, though. He actually, right, Guardian Angel and Laguna, you're going to be able to do that. I don't know, man. I think Fear's just going to go carry this game at this point.
I've learned you don't go Halberd against Omni. It's just
Yeah.
such a bad item. I think he learned his lesson here on Kunkka as well. I wouldn't have thought that myself. I wouldn't have considered that. I would have gone Halberd as well because you have this Troll that they're kind of all in on. But the Halberd legitimately lasts a second. So he has 70% with Heavenly Grace, so it lasts 0.9 seconds is the Halberd.
That's a swing.
That's just this, that'll stop 2 fervor stacks. Yeah. Yeah, that's just yikes. I've never seen that interaction before.
Yeah, Fear he's doing 1.2K through pretty much anything now. He got his own Ags.
Almost level 25.
Yeah.
Does he take the multi-strike or does he take the double waveform? I would take the double waveform this game because I think you want to be able to go in and then go back out. But we'll see what he does.
Had him. Glimmer Cape.
Oh,
Sentry dropped. He's found.
Bye.
No buyback.
So that'll be a 4 versus 5 defense now if J.Storm want to push high ground again.
He did take the waveform. They have a creep scouting out the Roche, so they instantly see it. It is a refresher shard, not the Ags. What do you guys think is better generally in most games? Would you say it's a refresher shard or Ags?
I mean, in most, I don't know.
I'd say in
Depends on
most
big
games.
AoEs, right? I think this game probably the Ags would have been better, but
I think it would have been better
Refresher's
too.
fine. That's the thing, yeah.
Morphling Ags is pretty nuts.
I mean, Refresher on move is pretty nice, too. 2 Centaur ultis.
Does he have Ags?
Not yet. I think he should go it.
Okay, so he has the.
Just take it.
He
He's
does
gonna
take the
grab it.
refresher shard.
Cheese for Kunkka.
The double BKB, double Crimson. I mean, he has a lot of actives.
Double stun, even.
Yeah.
Does Crimson, like, can you use it twice in a row? I don't think you can.
You don't get the active back to back?
Yeah, I don't think you do. I think it's the same as, like, pipe and stuff.
I see.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, you can only be affected by it once every 46 seconds.
Man.
Well, you have to learn something new all the time. We've all learned something today.
Yep.
I learned that pipe res don't stack.
Well, that's why he gave it over to Fear. Now,
Yeah, this guy can steal multiple things
he's
now.
got. Well, he could also
Yeah.
just double Laguna Blade somebody.
Who dies full to 0 with that? Maybe even
It'd be
Lena does.
2.3k damage. That's a lot of damage. I mean, I
So
don't.
that's pretty close to Omni Knight. That's Lena.
That's actually so stupid. That's so much damage. Did you factor in his passive? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot.
And now you're just stuck in your 16k lead. You're stuck in your base complexity, and you actually can't do anything. You're pretty much 6 slotted on Troll besides Mjolnir instead of the Maelstrom.
Bottom lane's pressured in as well.
Tier 3 almost dead over there.
This is a methodical beatdown from J.Storm. Like, yeah, they lost that one fight on the high ground shrine, but other than that, they've just been out efficiencying, out maneuvering complexity.
Over to Miracle. Moo tries to jump forward. The Torrent is right on point to be able to catch 3-4-3, and he's dead already. Miracle tries to challenge Resolution as best he can, but they're just going to turn and hit the buildings, ignoring this Troll effectively. Because they could just keep on giving the Heavenly Grace to each other off of the stolen one for the Rubik as well as the Morphling.
They're actually just straight up ignoring him. They don't care. And Rezo's saying, do something about it then.
You can.
Where's that double Laguna Blade? Still waiting for it.
He's waiting too.
He's almost out of time. They're going to pop the BKB on Lemp. That's an opening. As soon as it wears down, maybe Fear can finally jump forward.
He should be
He's
concerned
out
though
of
about the Earth Spirit's initiation is so fast. He doesn't want to get so out of position like blinking forward.
Yeah.
He double Laguna Blades.
Well, he doesn't even have Blink. He only has 4 staff.
Yeah.
Most
That's it.
importantly, notice how he's recognized correctly that if the enemy team doesn't do something first, you don't actually have to do anything.
Yeah, you can just sit behind this guy. Like, what are you risking at this point?
Almost cost him the Aegis there, but the Chen Heal comes out. Now Miracle's gonna push forward here, trying to catch somebody. Z-Freak, a complete whiff, and Moo actually jumps in, manages to get Limp. They do pop the top of Guardian Angel, but it's not enough. Limp is down for 90 seconds.
Oh, the
Miracle,
GA.
he's gonna have to do all the heavy lifting himself here. Once again, the GA is stolen by the Rubik. Moo, he just keeps on putting himself in front of Miracle all the time. Tavo is gonna be found here by 9 and Resolution. Another cast as he goes for the Refresher Shard. A second Guardian Angel being used by the Rubik. Finally, the Centaur does go down, and Miracle looks for a fresh target. He does have the Battle Trance as well. The Heavenly Grace coming out from Tavo is gonna turn and ramp up our Resolution for that first life. Tries to get 9 as well, but Moo's being brought in for a second life off of the Chen. Torn out onto Miracle. Z-Freak immediately silences up Resolution. Doesn't have a Manta still, but it does have that Strength Morph going, and he's not such an easy target until maybe Miracle gets on top with the physical damage, keeps him locked down, trying to finish off top with the Heavenly Grace. Miracle just ripping apart Resolution, but he's fighting back with the help of the Centaur as well. They will be able to bring down Miracle. He has a buyback, but the buildings are going to drop very fast. They got to get here nice and quick. They do have a glyph, so it looks like this isn't going to be
They want to stick around. They have
Megas
numbers.
right away.
Rubik stole Troll ulti and put it on the morph. I don't know if you saw that, but
Yeah,
that
it's
was
hype.
That was pretty sick. Morph just like outmanned Troll because of that.
Don't get the Magas yet, but every single buyback.
Does he still have? Yeah, he still has Battle Trance.
Yeah. Dude, I was wondering when the Morphling just turned, I was like,
What?
damn,
Yeah.
he's really man-fighting him.
Yeah, you forget about the Scepter on, because he has the Scepter, you can use it on somebody else.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Double damage bottom too.
How much attack speed is it? 200? 180? On the Troll?
Oh, a 200.
200. I mean, that's pretty insane to put on a Morph.
Yeah, and an 80% lifesteal.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That was disgusting.
And now he's going to have a double damage plus that.
And he can't die, so it's like a shallow grave.
Pretty much he's going to be doing like 1,200 a hit or something. You know, it's all right.
Does he have it bottled?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty gross. He's going to pop the bottle almost certainly before they go high ground. And then put the Scotty in his inventory.
They use the majority of the buybacks too.
Looking pretty grim. I don't see how you throw this game with Morphling. Like, Morphling's not the type of hero that throws this kind of game.
Yeah. You just have to be patient.
Yeah.
It's the rest of your teammates that you have to worry about.
That's
Now
the thing.
the Blink Dagger coming in for Fear. He gets saved way in the back, too, for the Battle Trance save.
I mean, he's throwing out so much at this point.
Yeah, Fear is the MVP.
The back-to-back GAs.
Emphasis on the patience that the rest of his team had that Blitz mentioned already. And it's just something that you see so much in pubs where you're just like trying to siege the base and your team feels the need to do something.
Yeah, what you need to do is like what they did at top, Complexity, that was one thing they did really well, is like establish a line that you won't cross.
Yeah.
And just be patient. You don't have to dive. If they won't fight you while you're hitting their buildings, it's not a sign that they're weak. It just means that they're just waiting for you to get over eager.
Yep. Well, there's every situation in Dota, whether it's like in the mid game and the sieging of the base, one team benefits from nothing happening.
Yeah.
And you just got to recognize if that's you or them, and that's an important recognition to have, especially in the high ground siege.
No reason to ever rush it, right? Especially for TI. Like, you never fault the team for taking your time. There's just no reason not to when you're this far ahead.
Yeah, once you win, what, 4 games, maybe 5, you're 100% through the group stage. So beating like one top team and you're almost guaranteed in to the playoffs. So you'd hate to be a Gambit, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right, Complexity should have won their first game and they end up losing it because
it could
they
easily
get
cost them
eager.
lower bracket. If
They
they
could.
lose one more game,
They could just be out.
or there could be a tiebreaker where they are in a best of one against a team that could easily beat them, right? Or like could maybe even be better than them,
They
depending on what happens.
lost to Beast Coast.
Yep.
And if you lose a game like this, you lose that game to Beast Coast, like, it's only a 4-day-long tournament for the biggest tourney ever that there ever has been. Like,
Yeah.
the pressure starts to build.
One
Start to
bad
think
day,
about
you're
it.
out.
Yeah.
One good day, you're at TI. Like, it's that big of a swing.
Only one slot this time, too. No redos.
Yeah, people ask me why I didn't go through the open qualifiers this year. It's like last year there were 8 teams and 3 slots. This team there's 8. This year there's 8 teams and 1 slot.
And NA, all their good teams are in this Buddy.
Yeah,
so
and only
it's
one
a
of our
little
teams is
rougher.
gone. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like not nearly as tempting to try for these qualifiers, and that's the point. Is the ease of the room for error is much less. But here we see
They both have
possibly
all
last
the
fight.
vision on this high ground. Oh. Shot. Goes out on Tavo, brings him a little bit low. They also have the initiation onto the Azure Spirit, brings him a little bit low. Move's now committed for it. He does have the Stampede as well as the BKB, and they're actually going to be able to give him the Battle Trance to keep him alive for the time being.
my God.
Miracle's also using his with the BKB. He finally pops the Battle Trance to be able to finish off Moo. Goes for the next target. That's going to be 9, trying to get the lockdown out. No ensnare just yet. Z-Freak is also hemming down Resolution as best as possible. Puts the damage over time, but he gets shotgun down. Eventually, Resolution will turn with his Scotty, kiting out Miracle as best as possible. He doesn't have his Battle Trance anymore, and he doesn't have a buyback either, so this could
over.
be final. That's just
done.
it.
It's done.
They kited him long enough. It's only the Lina who has the buyback in.
Oh, they were in such a good position in this game.
Yep. You see the graph?
Whoa!
They had that win percentage almost up to 75% in their favor.
Dude, if you're Cole right now, you're like, how did we just lose 2 games? We definitely should have won on the first day. Like, that has to be a mental barrier that's going to be pretty hard to get over on day 2.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, so the laning phase, BSJ talked about it, how it wasn't the lane configuration that he would have liked, but yet they still seemed okay with it.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was still a salvageable position. That's the thing. And you make the move, you go take the Roshan decisively, you're playing good Dota, and then it just falls apart. When Tavo goes to push out that bottom lane, you lose a hero, then Limp dies again, and all of a sudden, Morphling gets the Aegis, and they use it even better than you did with the DD. Fear steals. I mean, Fear pretty much becomes Tavo.
Yeah, Fear was actually, he played like you wanted, like Snake King did, right? He just
Yeah,
sat
he
behind
just
his
sat
cores with
there.
Heavenly Grace. He did his job.
Because the thing about, if you look at Complexity's lineup, what I really wanted from a hero like Storm is the ability to get to the backline so stuff like that doesn't happen. So you can't just have the Rubik sit there. Because if you look at the rest of their lineup, they have to actually get past the Morphling and the rest of the heroes just to get by.
Centaur.
Which means that J.Storm will always initiate the fights. Like, that's the thing that Ember Spirits Kunkas give you as mid laners, is this really easy way to start fights.
And how many times did Moo get to the back line and manage to get a Centaur stomp on Lina? No BKB, no Yules fast enough to be able to stop that. Like, I don't know how that happens, but as a result, he only does 17,000 hero damage.
Yeah, and
That's
very
less than Fear,
Jesus.
right?
It's nothing. That's
very
less than a
similar
lot.
draft to what Forward did earlier, right, with the Omni Troll. And the
Yeah.
difference between that game, it's Forward. The difference between that game and this one is they had an OD mid who doesn't do what you said, but then he builds Blink Sheep. So then he does do what you said, where he can, like, force the fights, jump in, like, disrupt things. And they just had no way of doing that. Lina always got gone on and lost the momentum at the 15-minute bounty run. I think that was a huge throw by
Yes.
Complexity. And then also what was the other mistake that they made?
When
the
Tavo went bottom.
Yeah, Tavo went bottom and Troll was exposed mid. Those
Yeah.
things you just can't do against better teams. They just swing the momentum so quickly.
Their lineup, too, was one that needed to snowball. And they were doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
Like, they made all the right moves, they made good reads, and 2 or 3 mistakes like that, and your lineup just does not look that good.
I mean, isn't that what we talked about? Limp, like,
He literally said it.
absolutely godlike 20 minutes, and then that one throw top, he gets caught multiple times by Centaur again, and it happens
Yeah.
time and time again. It's rough.
When you're a position-based survivable hero like Lina, one death usually turns into at least 2 or 3. And then suddenly...
Well, that was a pretty good game. It was,
was.
maybe the closest game we've seen so far today. There is only going to be one more game left for NA today. It is Beast Coast versus Sholotl. So Beast Coast definitely looking for a win here. Do we actually have updated brackets yet? If we do, that'd be pretty sick because Cole, they're going to be down there. They're going to be down there with Old Suck and Sholotl right now. It's bad. They're 1-3 currently.
Who do they play? They've played all the good teams, haven't they?
Cole, they played, their one win is against Sholotl, and yeah, they've lost to everyone else. Ford Gaming 4-0 right now.
So Cole lost a Forward, Beast Coast, and
J.Storm.
J.Storm. So
swatched.
they have
It
one
is
good...
Dota, no.
Do they have any good teams, like what we would consider one of the better teams? Do they have Forward? No, they already played Forward.
No, it's
sorry.
Kookaburra is the last, like, quote
Okay,
unquote.
yeah, so they're the team we were talking about earlier that if they, because of what happened in this bracket, if they lose to one of the other teams, then what we'd consider the predictable top 4, like Kookaburra in this case, they're going to drop out and they're just going to be out of the tournament. So they're on
One
thin
loss.
ice. One loss. They got to get 4. They got to 3-0 tomorrow.
Pretty much they have to hope for the tiebreakers. But until then, we are going to take a short break, and when we get back, it will be Beast Coast versus Sholotl. So make sure to stick around and end the day on some delicious, sweet nectar known as NA Dota, baby.